Hi, everybody. It's Tiffany Malott, and welcome to the Malotts.com. We are super excited to be here with you today. So it's just me right now. John Malott is traveling, and we missed you guys last week, but we're excited to rejoin you. So if I seem a little rushed, I mean, a lot has been going on. I'm very busy these days. Some exciting things are happening. And I am just really grateful for Secret, because when you're on the run and then all of a sudden you look up, you've worked all day, you've actually had to take your daughter to gymnastics, feed her, get her in, hide her so she doesn't interrupt your webinar, and you look up and you say, oh my goodness, I have to get on a webinar where people can see me, and you don't have time to put on makeup and you don't have time to do all this stuff. You are just so grateful for Secret products, because Secret products keep me from having to put on a lot of makeup before I see you guys. And now, thanks to the hair mask, I'm really excited. The hair products, shampoo and conditioner, I'm super excited about my natural hair. So here I am today. So let's talk about what we're going to be discussing today. We're going to be talking about the power of the three-way call. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this today is because I've had a lot of people asking me to do a three-way. How do you do a three-way? What's the point of a three-way? And I just want to educate you all on three-ways. Now, before I get into the three-way call training, I do want to say we have question and answer. And so this time I want to make sure that I do not miss this or wait too late. So if you have questions for me on three-way call, those are the ones I'll be answering first after I finish this training. Or if you have questions on anything else, then please make sure you put those questions in and we will take care of those today. So let's talk about three-way calls. Well, the way I like to do it is I like to give the 5 W's and the H of a three-way call. The who, what, when, where, why, and how of a three-way call. So hopefully you're taking notes, and we're going to start with the W, what. What is a three-way call? Now, a three-way call, the definition that I have decided to give, that I've been giving now for years, is a brief continuation of the exposure process. So what is a three-way call? It is a brief continuation of the exposure process. And so basically, this is the way we should look at it. We are exposing people to Secret. It takes a series of exposures. We know that the one exposure does not get a person to join us or even make a decision to purchase. It takes a series of exposures. So for instance, enthusiasm that gets them excited, that's the first exposure. Then they get the text message with the video, the 4-minute video, that's the second exposure. The next exposure may be you want to invite them to your house for a wow party, but you know, they're not really sure. Why should they take a look? Well, the three-way call could be a way to continue that exposure process so it doesn't just stop. The three-way could actually get them invited to the event. Or maybe you don't need help getting them to the event, but it makes sure that they stay in the exposure process after they've seen everything and they need to decide to purchase or join. The three-way call can help you further to keep them going in our process. And this is in going into Secret or after they're in Secret. So what is a three-way call? It is a brief continuation of the exposure process. Now, let's talk about why do we do a three-way call? Well, the reason why we do a three-way call is third party is the best party. And that is just all there is to it. Third party is the best party. You know, I'm about to drop some good stuff. So y'all want to send some text messages. Make sure, since it's still early, get some folks on this webinar, promote it to your team, because it doesn't do enough for you to get the information and try to share it with your team. Get everybody here. So just a quick tip, help somebody out who doesn't know, who's not aware, make sure they're on this, this webinar. All right. So why do you do a three-way call? Because third party is the best party. And that really is all there is to it, guys. Third party truly is the best party. And that basically means you're removing yourself. You're taking yourself out of the equation. You're not going to keep pushing and pushing at your friend, your family member, your coworker, your neighbor to either come take a look or make a decision. You're going to remove yourself from the equation and let someone else do it for you. And let me just tell you, it's not because you're not articulate. It's not because you're not smart. It's not because you don't know all the answers. It's because people will do more for a stranger than they will for someone else. People won't cross the street for a meeting, but they will drive for miles to meet an individual. And when you remove yourself, humble yourself, take down your ego and say, this is about them learning about the greatest thing ever, and this is about me connecting them with someone that they can respect as well, that's why we do a three-way call. Now, let me also share this with you guys. Let me grab a piece of paper here because I want to give you a little visual. All right, so we all know that we're usually talking to prospects, and those prospects are usually our warm market, friends, family members, coworkers, and neighbors. And even if they aren't best friends, or maybe it's someone you just met in cold market, you still actually have a rapport with them. And so you actually have some type of relationship. So basically, here is what's going on. Here is you. Okay, I can't write backwards, so I hope you guys can see that. So here's you, all right? You are the agent. And then you actually have prospects, we'll just call them, or guests. And then you have an expert, all right? So basically, this is why, but it's also the next W, who does a three-way call. So it's you, the agent, it is the prospect, and it's the expert, okay? So this is who. So we've done what, why, and now who, the agent, the prospect, and the expert. Those are the people who do a three-way call. So I'm going to talk about why you need this, because you and your prospect have trust, okay? Can you guys see that? You and your prospect have trust. This is your mom, this is your best friend, this is your coworker, this is your high school friend. They trust you, they know you, there's familiarity. So you and your prospect have trust, but you and your expert have respect, okay? You and your expert have respect. So you and your prospect have trust, you and your expert have respect. Now, without you, your prospect and expert don't know each other. Okay, but because of you, your prospect and expert, when you bring them together, have trust and respect. Okay, they have trust and respect. So why do we do a three-way call? Because third party is the best party. It is better for your expert to share, to help make a decision, help your prospect make a decision, than it is for you to keep pushing. So that's much better. But also you do a three-way call because you and your prospect have trust. You guys trust each other, but your prospect doesn't respect you as a business person. They're like, Tiffany, you make jelly for a living. What do you know about skincare? What do you know about business? But without your expert, you only have trust. But with your expert, you have trust and respect. Okay, I don't know. Should I turn it this way? Can y'all see that? Okay, never mind. You have trust and respect. So what you want to do is bring your expert and your prospect together by humbling yourselves and removing yourself, stepping back from the equation. And when you bring your prospect and your expert together, your prospect now trusts your expert because you and your prospect have trust, but now your expert and your prospect have prospect respects your expert because you and your expert have respect. You respect your expert, you trust your prospect. Now they can trust and respect each other. Okay, so this is why we do a three-way call. Why? Because we remove ourselves from the equation. Our expert can say things to our prospect and help us move our prospect in a way that we can't, because people will do more for a stranger than they will for a friend in these type of situations. The other situation is you don't want to be just talking to your prospect alone because you only have trust with your prospect. You have no respect. When you bring the expert in, whom you have respect for, now you have trust and respect. Okay, so this is extremely important for you to understand the whys. I learned a long time from my incredible mentor. People who know how always work for the people who know why. So I'm not going to just tell you how to do a three-way. A lot of agents, all they want to know is just tell me how to do it. Just tell me how to do it. But if we tell you how to do it and you don't get the exact result that you want, then you'll change the system because you don't understand why we do it. So the reason why we do three-way calls is for third party. It's the best party. To humble ourselves and remove ourselves from the equation, because our prospect will listen, quite honestly, more to an expert or a stranger than they will to us. There's too much familiarity. And because our prospect has trust for us, but not respect as a business person, we bring in a third-party expert that provides now trust and respect, okay? So I hope that was a good enough visual, but basically that is why we do a three-way call. And what is it? It's a continuation of the exposure process. So we're just continuing to move them along through the exposure process. And quite honestly, after they get involved, we're still continuing them along in the process because we're always selling them on doing what they need to do in secret, whether it is before they make a decision to join or even after. All right. So we did the what, we did the why, we did the who. Remember, it's you, the agent. It's the agent, the prospect, and the expert. So let's talk about now where we can do a three-way call. Well, the beauty of a three-way call is you can do them from anywhere. All you need is your phone. And actually on your phone, it's called conferencing. We are conferencing people. That's usually what it is, or add a call. That's the three-way call feature, and every phone these days have them. But you can do them from anywhere. You can do three-way calls at work. You can do it on the playground. You can do it at home. You can do it anywhere. And so that's the beauty of a three-way call. It really allows you to build your business as your life is happening. I've been in network marketing for 15 years, and you guys probably already know this. It's probably like, okay, Tiffany, we know where, but I've been doing this training for a decade. Okay. And what's funny is back then, I've been doing this training for about 10 or 11 years. And back then we used to actually have to say, where can you do three-way calls? You could do them from anywhere. And the reason why is because a lot of people 10, 12 years ago, still didn't really have cell phones, and they still were in this set of going home to their landline and sitting there and making their calls, doing their follow-ups. I mean, literally, you would say, okay, from 6:30 to 8:30, I'm going to home to make my calls. And so you did not just do a quick three-way call in the car while you're in traffic, or on your way to pick up your kid from school, or while you're picking up your dry cleaners, you had your earpiece in and you're knocking out a three-way call. You actually were using mostly landlines, and you were, because even if you had a cell phone, the charges could be so expensive, people were running home to use their home phone for free. So just to give you a little background, I've been doing this training for over 10 years, and that was necessary. But I do want you to realize that you are mobile on your devices. Be mobile as you do your business. So you can knock out a three-way call. I mean, I do it all the time. People ask me, are you available for a three-way call? I look at my schedule and I know I'm in the car for 30 minutes. I'm knocking out three-way calls. I'm on my earpiece. I'm on my cell phone. I'm on my hands-free device in my phone. I'm talking on my phone, but I'm doing my business. So just remember, your business goes where you go, and three-way calls can easily be done that way as well. So we just went over what? It's a brief continuation of the exposure process. That is what a three-way call is. We just went through when. No, we haven't done that. We went through who. You, the agent, the expert, and the prospect are the ones doing the three-way call. Why for third party? Because third party is the best party. Because you need to humble yourself and remove yourself from the equation, because your prospect will do more for a stranger than they will for you. Okay, it's just how it is. All right. And also why? Because you and your prospect have trust, and you and your expert have respect. When you bring the two together, your prospect and expert have trust and respect because of you. So we just did who, when, where, who, what, and why. So now we're going to do when. And this is very important. I want to say this for right before how, because it's important when you do a three-way call. Now, it's not about day or night or anything like that. It's about where they are in the exposure process. So if a three-way call is being done to invite someone to an event, then this is when you do a three-way call. You always do a three-way call after your prospect has seen or heard something. after they have been exposed to a tool, a third-party tool. So for instance, you're trying to get me to a wow party, a one-on-one, or to a regional event. You've got Isaac Ben Shabbat coming into town, okay? So you want to get me to this event. You do not, and you know, because you need third party. So instead of just picking up the phone while you're talking to me and calling your expert and say, hey, John, can you talk to this girl, Tiffany, so you can invite her to see Isaac Ben Shabbat? That's not how you do it. What you do is you make sure I've seen something first. So the only time you do a three-way call is after I've seen a tool, after you've sent me to the 4-minute video. Maybe after the 4-minute video, I've seen the overview or the comp plan, but make sure I have seen something first. And I don't mean just you sitting up there talking or you put a little peeling gel on their wrist. I mean a third-party tool that prospect has seen that third-party tool. The minimum is the 4-minute video, okay? The minimum is the 4-minute video. And then you do a three-way call. So because the three-way call now is going to be an invitation to get them to take a look. All right. Now, some people would say, why do I even need a person to talk to me? And I'm going to share with you how it all works, but you need the third party to get them there. And we've already shared the reasons why. But you also want to show them only why after they've seen something, because you don't want your expert to have to be a salesperson. A three-way call is not a pitch. And I'm sorry if someone is doing that now, that is incorrect. We never, as professional network marketers, want to be put in a situation where we are pitching or selling our opportunity. We just want to be exposing and inviting people to take a look or inviting people to participate. So it's not a pitch. It's not, I want you to tell Tiffany about Secret, and you put your expert on the phone and your expert starts saying, oh, our product is the top, our products are great, our company is great, our comp plan is great. That's not what a three-way call is about. A three-way call is about continuing the exposure process or helping them make a decision. So in the exposure process, this is what's going to go down. They're going to see something, and then you do a three-way call so the expert can invite them to take a look. Okay, that's when you do it, after they've seen a third-party tool. Because the worst thing that can happen is an expert has to get on the phone and has to sell the prospect on taking a look. That's the worst thing that you can do, and you never want that to happen. Let the third-party tool do the work for you. That's system dependence. We want to be giving confirmations, not information, okay? Now, let's just say you let me see the 4-minute video, you buffed my nail, I'm pumped, and I'm like, I want to see more. And I say, look, you say I'm having a wow party at my house on Thursday. I'm there. And so I do go to the wow party. All right. And let's just say it's just me. It ends up just me with a one-on-one. And I like everything. I'm kind of in between. I think I want to do the opportunity, but I'm kind of hemming and hawing because I don't know if I want to spend the money. Then quite honestly, that's when you need to do a three-way call and let your expert come in and help them make a decision. All right. They are going to get involved in opening that business for you, opening that relationship so this person supports your business and participates in some form or fashion. So you're either going to do it after they see a third-party tool or after they've seen all the products and heard the information, but it's never before. A three-way call is never the first exposure. All right. Just like you wouldn't go up to a prospect and start just talking about Secret, you don't want to put your expert in a situation to do the same either. All right. So let's quickly go over when. When is after they've seen or heard something. When do I do a three-way call? After they've seen or heard something, whether it's a 4-minute video or they've been through or they've been to an overview. After they've seen or heard something, and the why to that is I do not want my expert to be pitching Secret. I want them to be continuing the exposure process. Okay, the second part of when you do a three-way call. So here's the second part of when you do a three-way call. It's after you have scheduled it with your expert. It's after you've scheduled it with your expert. So let me briefly talk about this. I've had people over the years who say, I would do a three-way call, but no one's ever available for me. Or I called you for a three-way and you didn't even pick up the phone. And usually it's because we value the prospect's time and we value our own time, but we don't value the expert's time. We just think the expert is just sitting there waiting for someone to call us and go, oh, here we go, three-way call. That's not really what happens, guys. Your expert is busy just as you're busy. They're busy with business. They're busy with life. So basically, we need to respect everybody's time. So when do you schedule a three-way? When do you do a three-way call? After your prospect has seen or heard something, but for your expert, after you've gotten on your expert's calendar, after you have sent a text message, and after you have said, hey, are you available? I'm doing a wow party for Tiffany tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Are you available at about 4:20 to 4:30 to talk to her after she gets the products on her face? All right. And then they can either say yes or no. And so what I suggest is you have a three-way call list. These are people that you trust and you know will deliver in a three-way call. And when you need a three-way call done, and I don't mean like I'm sitting in Starbucks, I haven't thought about an expert, but boom, I'm trying to pick up the phone and get one done in the next 60 seconds. I mean, when you looked at your calendar and you filled that appointment in your calendar, whether you knew to follow up with me tomorrow or you knew you had a scheduled appointment with me tomorrow, you also have in that calendar my expert who is available for that appointment as well. All right. So this is very, very key, guys. This is very key. You must make sure you have an expert available. So you don't do a three-way call until you've actually gotten an expert who is available. Now, why is this so important? Because the worst thing that can happen is you edify this expert. You're all excited. You've got your prospect excited to meet this phenomenal person. And you say, oh, I'm just going to give them a call. You pick up the phone and the phone just rings and rings and rings. And now the prospect's looking at you like, I thought you said you had support. And you're looking like, I thought I did have support. But everybody does want to support you. But you got to give us a chance to be there for you. You must give your expert a chance to be able to support you. And so that means you must respect everyone's time. So when you're writing these appointments in your calendar, follow up with Tiffany after she watched the video. She said, call her at 6:15 on Wednesday. Then at 6:15 on Wednesday, you need to have also put your expert's name in there that John Malott said he's available to talk to Tiffany because I checked with him today. And so this is going to be very, very key. So when do you do a three-way call? After the prospect has seen or heard something and after you have scheduled it with your expert. Now, you may have some experts that say, look, I need a day in advance. You may have some that says, give me an hour in advance. Some say, look, I live and breathe on my phone. Just hit me up 10 minutes before. Just whatever it says, respect your expert. But I can tell you, because all of us are running in this amazing opportunity called Secret, we do need a chance to be there for you. So, excuse me, what I suggest is you respect your expert's time the way you would want your time respected and the way you're respecting your prospect's time, okay? So let's make sure we get it scheduled. Here is the final point under when, because I've given you two so far. Let's review. When do I do a three-way call? For the prospect, after the prospect has seen or heard something, whether it's a video, a 4-minute video, or a wow party. Make sure they've been through part of the process and they've had a third-party tool to see Secret, or third-party system to see Secret. After you schedule it with your expert, and then after you've given your expert form, okay? After you've given your expert form. And so I'm going to make sure everyone understands what form is. Form, if you've never heard it, is an acronym. It stands for, first, it stands for family. First, it stands for family, okay? Second, it stands for occupation. Form stands for occupation. Third, it stands for recreation. Okay, stands for recreation. And then finally, it stands for, I say it stands for motivation. You may hear some people say it stands for money, but quite honestly, everybody's not doing Secret for money. Money is nice. Sure, I'd love to get paid for what I love to do, but not everybody is here for the money, money, money. All right? Some people just are driven by something else. And so after you've scheduled this with your expert says, yeah, call me in the next hour, no problem. Or yes, I've got you on my calendar for noon tomorrow. I'll be waiting for your call. And experts, you should have it scheduled in your calendar the way you have your own appointments. Schedule your three-ways. I treat mine as an appointment. If you look in my calendar, you will see one-on-one, you will see wild party, you will see three-way call. All right. I always have it scheduled because I treat it as if I could actually be there, because I actually can through FaceTime or Skype. So it is an appointment for me. Okay. But after you've gotten it scheduled with your expert, you want to make sure you give your expert form. And this is what you do. You say, hey, John, I'm going to talk to Tiffany Malat tomorrow. She has watched the 4-minute video, and I've given her the compensation plan and business overview, the overview video, opportunity video, and she seems open. So let me give you a little bit about her. She's married, and she's got 3 stepdaughters and that are between 16 and 23, and she's got a 6-year-old that she's crazy about. Occupation, she makes jelly for a living. She's a supervisor at the J.M. Smucker Company. She works 3rd shift, and each shift spend time with her daughter. She's tired of being exhausted after working 60 hours a week, and she just wants to be able to travel more, and her job doesn't give her a lot of time off. What's her recreation? Well, she loves to travel, and she loves to buy art. And even though she makes good money, she doesn't have enough money to be able to buy the art she wants and see the world that she wants to see, the places in the world she wants to see. So what's her motivation? You know, her motivation is she just needs more time to be able to enjoy her family and do what she loves to do. But she also needs to get away from her boss. She tells me that, you know, her boss just doesn't respect her, and she loves leading and helping people, but she really wants to feel respected and appreciated. So that would be Tiffany's form. And her expert would need to know that. Your expert needs to know this about Tiffany: family, occupation, recreation, motivation. Every single time you do a 3-way call, you should give your expert before the call as much about this as possible, not through text. Now, let me tell you about me. Like talking. I don't talk to people like that. Okay. I'm old school. I'm like this. Even if I'm on an earpiece or speaker, I am not staring at the phone, checking text messages while I'm talking. So I suggest that you tell me this, call me 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes before this 3-way, or call me an hour or 2 before the 3-way and let me know who I'm talking to. So why is this so important? Because now it allows your expert to hit the hot buttons of your prospect, and your prospect doesn't know why they relate to your expert so well, why they've got this tug on them to take a look at this thing, why this makes so much sense. Because people love people who relate to them. And when you give someone form, it allows you to the expert to relate to the prospect. So let's just say John Malat used to work in a factory too, or used to work 3rd shift too. Now he knows how to mirror and match me. Now, even though he's a white male and he could be single, he could still, because of form, speak to me and hit my hot buttons and make me feel like, boy, this makes sense. I really should do this. So it allows us to speak to their need. It allows us to speak to their heart, to their desire, instead of just doing the sales pitch that says, I'm so smart, I'm so great, and you need to be here too. Because that's why a lot of people don't like talking to our experts. Our experts seem like jerks because we haven't given them any information to relate to and seem like a kind, caring person to the prospect. All right. So you have to give them form. So when do you do a 3-way call? After your prospect has seen something, whether it's a 4-minute video or the entire wild party, after your expert, after it's been scheduled with your expert, and after you've given your expert form. Now let's talk about how to do this 3-way. All right. So let me first off say this: you do not ask your prospect if they want to talk to your expert. That's like asking a basketball enthusiast, do you want to have a quick call with LeBron James? What? Do you need to ask me that question? Of course I do. And we need to respect, edify, and believe in our experts the way we believe in other people. You need to believe that your expert is the best in your field and the best in this market, the best in this company for your needs specifically at that appointed time. That is what we need to do. Okay, so basically what we've got to do is we've got to work it like this. Okay, so I got to do this quick and I got to do it in 2 ways. Tiffany, I'm the expert, and let's just say John is trying to get Carissa to take a look at Secret. Carissa has seen the video, the 4-minute video. So John has said, Carissa has said, yeah, I'll watch it. Just give me a call tomorrow between 12 and 1 during my lunch break. So before that, John has texted me and a list of others, and he has said, hey guys, I have to follow up with a prospect between 12 and 1 tomorrow. Is anyone available? And then all the list, I would do a minimum of 5 up to 15, all of people you trust and will say, yeah, I'm available or no. Now let's just say 5 people said yes, but then John says, Tiffany, Tiffany, great. I'll choose Tiffany because she's a young woman. Carissa's a young woman. Mirror match. I think they have some things in common. Great. Tiffany says, yes, I'm available. He says, I'll call you around 12:30. And then after I say, great, it's in my calendar because it actually is, then John is going to send me a text or pick up the phone and call me and say, I'd like to give you form on Carissa. Carissa's family, she's single. She just turned 21. She's just excited about being on her own. Her occupation, she's a nanny and an assistant, but she's ready to get in school, and she really needs money to pay for school because she doesn't want to get a loan. What's her recreation? She loves traveling with her friends, and she likes to buy nice clothes. What's her motivation? She just wants to be better. You know, the last 5 years, she didn't plan well for her future, and she knows this is a way for her to not only get a better plan, but also be able to enjoy school and pay for it and not end up in debt. All right, awesome. I know what to say to Carissa. Great job. So at 12:30, here's what's going to happen. At 12:30, John is going to call Carissa. He's going to say, hey, Carissa, what's up? Carissa's going to say, hey, what's up? And then he's going to say, Carissa, you know what? You watched the video, right? She says, yes, great. He can qualify her if he wants. He can say, what did you like best? But I find, since you know your expert's going to do that, there's no need to be redundant. What I personally think John needs to do is immediately go into edification of Tiffany. Hey, you remember when I told you about the sharp woman? You know, she started off a lot like you. She's young, but she's doing her thing. She's finished school and she's doing this business part-time while she works a job, because that was my situation when I was Carissa's age. He's like, I'd love for you to talk to her. And I already told her about you. And she's excited to meet you. Hold on. It's not, give me a minute. They say I have to let you speak to somebody before I ask you to sign up. So wait a minute. And it's not like, hey, I want you to talk to this lady who's doing Secret or this dude. It's none of that. It's like, you're excited. This lady is doing great. And I want you to understand that I, in this example, said she's working part-time, paying for school while she works her job. And she's just really phenomenal. She reminds me a lot about you. I told her about you and she can't wait to talk to you. So every expert doesn't have to be a 6-figure income earner. Every expert doesn't have to be full-time. Every expert doesn't to be at top. Every expert just needs to be able to relate. And the more that expert can relate and that story mirrors and matches your prospect, the better. All right? Because I'll be honest with you, I don't even talk about my income to 99% of the people that I talk to. Because guess what? They don't believe me anyway. So the part-time stories are still great expert stories, and they don't need to say, oh, they're making $5,000 a month or they're making $5,000 a week or $5,000 a day. None of that matters. If you edify them for who and what they are to you, whatever they're good at, you focus on that, then your prospect will be excited. So you've called, I'm waiting for the call. You've called your prospect. You've edified your prospect, edified your expert. Now, it's important that you do not edify. I don't like edification once I get on the phone. So do all the edification you're going to do before you call your expert. So now your prospect's excited. Your prospect is like, maybe they're expecting the call. They're ready. Oh, this is awesome. And now you add in your expert. And so when John gets Tiffany on the phone, he's going to say, hey, Tiffany, how are you? And I'm going to say, hey, this is Tiffany. I'm great. Thanks a lot, John. He's like, I know you're busy. thank you so much. Thank you so much for taking some time to be on this call with us. The young lady I told you about, Carissa, she's on the line with us. Carissa, this is the woman I was telling you about. So Carissa, this is Tiffany. Tiffany, this is Carissa. And then John, the agent, just disappears. In fact, it's best that he puts himself on mute and he will not interrupt. He will not interject. He will not ask questions. He will not speak again until Tiffany or the expert brings him back into the conversation. So as the agent, that's what you do. You give form, you set up the call, you edify to the prospect, then you call your expert, you introduce, and you disappear. All right. So now let's talk about what the expert is going to do. The expert, now it's on you. A three-way call to expose someone to continue the exposure process should only be 3 to 5 minutes. It is not a 20-minute sales pitch to tell you how great you are, how great Secret is, because my philosophy is you shouldn't explain anything over the phone. Here's what I believe. If you can't show everything, don't show anything. So all I'm going to do is just add some little nuggets, some little push her hot buttons to get her to want to see more. I am not going to go into Secret at all. So now that we're introduced, I'm going to say, hey, Carissa. She's going to say, hey, well, it's a pleasure to meet you. It's a pleasure to speak to you. John speaks very highly of you. Why are we doing this? Because I want her to feel good about her. I want her to feel that we feel good about her, because people who feel good and their confidence is boosted, they like us even more. All right. So John speaks very highly of you. I'm excited to be on the phone with you. So I understand, Carissa, that you got a chance to view our video. And she's going to say, yes, actually, I did. Great. I'm glad you got a chance to take a look. What did you like best about what you saw? Same thing you're asking a wild party. We keep it simple here. What did you like best about what you saw? Well, you know, I really like the products. I like the Dead Sea story. I've suffered from acne and, you know, I need something to help me out. But I also like the fact that people are making some extra money without getting a second job. Well, Carissa, I know how you feel. I had problem skin, and Secret has really solved that problem for me since I became, and part-time money is incredible. And then this is where the expert will go into their quick story. So then I would just say, you know, just a few years ago, I was working full-time, 60 hours a week. I was working 60 hours a week on third shift while I was trying to work towards my degree. I needed extra money. But I didn't want to get a second job. And thankfully, someone introduced me to Secret. And on a part-time basis, I've been able to make actually almost full-time money with part-time effort. And now I don't need a second job. In fact, I'm paying for my school as I go with Secret money. And I get a chance to have some extra time with my family and my friends also. Get a chance to go places that I never would have gone before and meet some incredible people. So, you know, now, Carissa, now that's my story, and it's how it's changed my life. Now, from what you've heard so far, does this sound like something you'd be interested in learning more about? So really, all I did was ask, what'd you like best? I agree with you. Feel, felt, found. Yep, this is what, and then my story. This is what's happened for me. And now that based on what you've seen and heard so far, Carissa, does this sound like something you'd be interested in getting more info on? And all she can say is yes or no. But because we're just giving little previews, little snippets of it, 98% of them say yes. Yes, because we're not asking them to make a decision. We're not asking them to spend any money. We're just saying, do you want to know more? And we've given them such good stuff between the videos and a brief story and edification and respect already. Of course, they want to see more. So she says, yes, I'd love to see more. And then I say, well, John actually told me that there is an amazing event happening in your area. The CEO and founder of our company, Isaac Ben Shabbat, the most phenomenal man I've ever had the privilege of working with, will be in your area doing an event. He will be doing an overview, and that's where he just goes through why Secret and why he's excited to be sharing this with others. And that is Thursday at 7 p.m. That's at Thursday at 7 p.m. And Carissa, we'd love to put you on the VIP list for that event. Thursday at 7 works for you, right? Now, remember, it could be an overview. It could be a one-on-one. It could be a wild party that John said he's having. I'm just inviting her to the next thing. She could say yes or no. She says yes. Awesome. Do you need one ticket or two? And what's the correct spelling of your name so we can make sure you're on that VIP list? That makes them feel special. That makes them more excited, and it makes it more official. And if you notice, I said, will you be needing another ticket? You need one VIP ticket or two. I'm already putting in her head, bring somebody. Getting her into the process of exposing and inviting people to take a look. She says she needs two. Great, we have her on there. And the last thing I'm going to say to Carissa is, Carissa, if something, I said, you're going to have an amazing time. We're going to make sure you personally get introduced to Mr. Ben Shabbat. But if something comes up, please let John know so we can give your ticket to somebody else. If something comes up. And so basically, that's it. And so then I say, John, I'm going to turn it back over to you. And John says, oh, Tiffany, thank you so much for your time. I know you're very busy and we really appreciate it. Now, Tiffany goes, no problem. I hang up. John is now going to say, Carissa, I'll check with you. I'll follow up with you on tomorrow to make sure everything's good for Thursday. I'll see you Thursday, and goodbye. And that's basically the call. That's basically the call. If you notice, I didn't go through the comp plan. If you notice, I didn't brag about myself. I just told my story very humbly and briefly. If you notice, I didn't talk about the 26 minerals or L'Oreal because that's not necessary. If I can't show her everything, I won't show her anything. I will just leave her to see it where she can see everything. Okay. John got immediately off the phone. Carissa, great. Thanks, Tiffany. I'll talk to you later, Carissa. Boom, hang up. He does not stay on the phone and say, well, I don't know why she didn't tell you how the comp plan works, or I don't know why. I mean, let me just share with you this, because if you knew everything, why would you bring an expert on anyway? All right. So that's basically how it works when you're trying to get into the next exposure. If Carissa was sitting with John at a wild party or one-on-one and had seen everything, was trying to make a decision, I would basically do the same thing. I would ask the questions. What'd you like best? I would still tell my story briefly, hitting the hot buttons from form that John gave me. But then I'm going to ask her, from what you've seen, do you see yourself earning extra cash with us? And then help her make a decision. John is sitting there listening. John is very much engaged and involved. John has the paperwork out. And based on whatever Carissa says and however Tiffany can help her make a decision, John is then going to take the paperwork and help her fill it out. I'll answer questions and deal with objections for John if he needs me to. The third party helps, and boom, we're off the phone. So that's basically how you do a three-way call. It's very short. It's not a sales pitch. Experts, it's not bragging and boasting. It is not acting like, she's so bad. It is not acting like we got this or you're crazy if you don't join. It's none of that. It is just being another person that confirms that this is awesome, giving a third party experience, making sure that we are speaking on behalf of what the agent is saying, but connecting with the prospect so they feel like someone is relating to them as well. All right, so that's basically it. While I'm checking on questions, another reason, make sure I'm doing this right. Okay, let me make sure I'm doing this right. Okay, what did I just do? Start. Jason, help me out here. All right, so another reason people may, oh shoot, join. Take me there. Okay, I think I'm back. Hello. All right. Another reason you could do a quick three-way call is if you need third party with an agent that's already in. I'm sorry, guys, if you can't see me. Hopefully you can hear me. But if you need to get an agent, an agent's trying to make a decision on if they should go to the big event. And you've said it and you've said it and you've said it, and they're just not listening. They're still on the fence. Jason, if you're on, help me out here. And they're still on the fence. You would use a three-way call with someone who also I don't know what I just did. Jason. Oh, okay. Is that right? Okay, I think that's right. Okay, so basically, Jason, my thing's not loading. So if you could help me with these questions and send them over to me, please. I hope you're there. All right, so basically, another three-way call is, let's say like I'm on the fence about going to the event. I just made executive, but I don't know if I should invest in going to peak, which everyone should be going to peak. So maybe you've said it, they know you believe in it, they know you should do it, but you've said it as many times as you can say it. And this is where you bring in third party. This is where you call someone else who says, I thought I shouldn't be, I didn't think going to peak was worth it either. Or I didn't think going to a leadership retreat or an event was worth it either. But this is what I did. I sold enough to make sure I could pay for my trip. And I'm so glad I did, because that was an investment in myself. And now I'm making more money. I have a bigger team, or whatever the case may be. So you never, ever want to just rely on yourself. You always, always, always want to rely on others. Okay, guys, so bear with me. I am going to click over here to get your questions. Oh, great. I don't even know if you guys can see me, hopefully. So incredible information in perfect time coming off last week's training with Eric Worre on recruiting. We've begun a 90-day run. What are some key things that you think that some things are overlooked that are critical to having a successful 90-day run? That's an excellent question. Someone said, please hold up the triangle again. I'm going to get this down. Hopefully this is working. Y'all have some good questions. So let me go ahead and do this. I'm gonna hold up the triangle. I'm gonna click back. I'm gonna hold up the triangle, and then I'm going to answer some things people overlook for the 90-day run. Okay, so 90-day run. Here's where people mess up, in my opinion. Number one, 90-day. Am I live? Number one, 90-day run. People always mess themselves up. Here's a triangle, just in case. You, prospect, expert, trust, respect, trust, and respect. Okay, 90-day run. Okay, here's really quick, because y'all know, let me just tell you something while I spend more time on these things. Quick answers are quick, and that's nice, but it takes time to give the nuances. So I know if you have 4 hours to chop down and 3 hours sharpening your axe. I do know this, if anyone who just got this three-way training, and yes, I intentionally spent 35, 40 minutes on three-ways. Why did I do that? Because if you get this information down and you start putting into practice, these 35, 40 minutes that I spent and you spent, and then someone else watches, that just exponentially grows, because now the time you waste on trying to figure out what the problem is, we just condensed it. And now the rest of the time is success, not trying to figure out how to have success. I just gave you the formula. All right, so let's talk about what people overlook in a 90-day run. My opinion, they think a 90-day run means you neglect everything. 90-day run does not mean 16-hour days if you are part-time. In fact, my first 90-day run, I was still working 12 hours a night, 6 nights a week. But it was about not the amount of time. It was about the quality and the intensity of my activity and the time that I had. So there's some people who can go on a serious 90-day run with only 10 hours a week. And if you really work while you work, you make those 10 hours count. You put as many people in the room in those 10 hours that you have, your 90-day run will be better than someone who's working 12 hours a day, posting, I'm on a 90-day run, watching every Eric Worre video because I'm on a 90-day run, talking 90-day run, and not acting 90-day run. So that's what people overlook. Another thing people overlook is family. Is not discussing a 90-day run with the people that you're running for. You can't just walk into your house, kick down the door, and say, I'll see y'all in 12 weeks. You got to talk to these people about this. And if you have unsupported spouses already, you really got to talk. And so you need to tell them, look, I'm going on a 90-day run. I really, really feel this is going to change the landscape of our home and our finances because of what I can do. But I need you to understand some things. Now, it doesn't mean that you're gone. It doesn't mean that you're not talking to them. It doesn't mean that every time they look at you, you're like, secret. That's not what it is. It is, you just are going to be intensely working in the time that you're working. So negotiate, talk to your family, set a family goal. So they want you to have success in this 90-day run, and so they can hold you accountable. Another thing people overlook in 90-day runs is that 90 days is really 3 months. So you really need to have month 1 activity and goals, month 2 activity and goals, and month 3 activity and goals. That's what a 90-day run is to me. It's not just, oh, just run. And most people do 90-day run, peter out by day 40, and then still talk 90 days and they don't have the results. So break it up. Month one, how much to S4S? How many people? How many people are you putting mud on? How many faces are you putting mud on in your 2 wild parties a week? And let me share this with you guys. You can't control results, but you can control your attitude and your activity. You can't control your results, but you can control your attitude and your activity. Now, the beauty of a good attitude and great activity is the results come. So that's why I believe in a 90-day run, more than I'm going to just get 20 recruits. That can be your goal. More than I just need to do this or I need to do that. I personally feel like a 90-day run should be, I'm going to put mud on this many faces. I'm going to contact this many people. I am going to send out this many sample regimen packs. I'm going to send out at least 1 a week for the next 12 weeks. It should be things you can actually control, and that is your activity. All right. So I hope that helped. I did the triangle. Tiffany, is it a good practice to give a sample of the product if you just met someone, but they are excited about the lotion or peeling gel, you let them try? Okay, Tiffany's a good practice to give a sample. Okay, is it a good practice? Okay, that's the same question. All right, so let me push F5 while I answer this. I personally feel like, yes, it's a good practice to give someone a sample. I don't think that's a problem at all. Did you give someone a sample? Sure. I believe a peeling gel sample is awesome. Buffing a nail, sending them home with a buffer business card. I don't have a problem with that. It's just that you have to understand the only reason you give a sample is to lead to an actual regimen. So, I don't just pass out samples, 100. Oh, I passed out 100 peeling gels. I passed out 100 eye serums and wait for something to happen. I am very deliberate about my sample. So I pique their interest. I hand them a sample. It's only to get them to watch the 4-minute video or give me a chance to sit down with them and get an appointment because you love it so much. I'm trying to get an appointment to get the regimen on you and take you through my system, because when I'm in front of you, let me just say this right quick. There are people who just want to pass out a bunch of samples. There are people who just want to pass out recover samples, send a person home, do a recover or do a mud mask, do a mask on their own without our full regimen, and then expect great things to happen. What I have found is our products are great when I can show you how great they are. And I can get more sales when I invite you to participate. I can get you to participate when I'm in front of you. So I always want to be in front of you, whether it's in this format, Skype or FaceTime, and you got a sample regimen and I've helped you go through it, or I'm sitting with you one-on-one, or I'm sitting with you in a wild party. After you take that mask off, after you put that wonderful serum on your face and that moisturizer and you looking at yourself and you look great, you know what I want to be there doing? What did you like best? You look amazing. Ooh, look at that. Hold on a minute. Let me take a picture. What did you like best? Did you see, do you see yourself earning extra cash with us? That's what I want to do. And so I'm not just sending a sample thinking that's going to turn into a sale. That sample is a seed planted to get me in there to collect my own harvest. I hope that makes sense. All right. So let me go through again and see if we got any more active questions. Thank you for training. I'm new with Secret. Well, you are so welcome. I guess you guys got what you needed from me tonight. We have just a few more minutes. You saw that. We got the peeling gel answer. We have got the, you're welcome. And we've got the triangle. All right. We're open for a few more questions. You can ask questions on, anything right now. I am happy to help with that. See if I got any more of these. Active questions. I think you guys know what you need to know tonight. I'm going to come back to the screen in just a moment. I just want to make sure, because this is the first time I've done this. I think we're good. All right. So I'll give you guys just a couple more minutes to get questions answered if you need it. But other than that, I'm going to wrap up. So how can you put into activity this training, this 3-way call training? I would give all of you an assignment. We give all of you an assignment this week, do a minimum of 5 to 10 three-way calls this week. All right. Do a minimum of 5 to 10 three-way calls this week. And here's what I mean. I mean, every time I want you to get in the habit of using third party. I want it to become second nature to you. I want you to feel like, oh, I need third party. Someone asks a question and I want you to say, well, call HQ. Let's three-way into HQ so I can hear the answer too. All right. That's three-way. That's a three-way call. You just get in the habit of conferencing people in to a third party expert. You've got a one-on-one, just a coffee shop conversation, and you're going to do a quick 5 and 5. Still do a three-way call. Another three-way call that needs to happen more and more and more, and it will explode your business, is the welcome call. It is the welcome call. And let me just say this, three-way calls and welcome calls, you know, it's okay to text someone, text your experts and say, hey guys, please welcome Tiffany Malott to the team. And it's really nice to put it up on Facebook and say, hey, Tiffany Malott just got a professional set, and put a picture of me. And then say, please, you know, please call Tiffany Malott, or please congratulate her, or put it in another form of social media. That's fine. But let me tell you what's the most powerful. Old school, y'all, is still the best school. And so do the Facebook, do your other social media things, send out a text blast to your people and ask them to text. But I'm going to tell you something. When that person fills out that paperwork, in front of you, you need to be like, because you already knew you had a three-way. You already knew you had a three-way call expert waiting because you already scheduled it because you were going to sit down with them and you were already on their calendar. So you should call them and say, hey, you know, I know I was calling you, Tiffany Malott. Thanks for taking the call, but I just want you to help welcome Cody Malott to the team. You know, because she just filled out her paperwork. She got the premium set and she's going to upgrade next week. I just wanted you to say hello to, I know someone's going to be the next amazing superstar in this company. And then Tiffany's like, welcome to the team. Congratulations on your decision to join our community. You have just hooked your train to a rocket ship. And let me just tell you about the person who just signed you up. He or she is just phenomenal. They care more about other people's success than their own. And that's why they're having success. And they are definitely going to be the ones who care the most about helping you have success. So we're just excited to have you on board. And so what's going on here is a lot of congratulations, a lot of confirmation, a lot of recognition and edification. I am now the agent edify me. I'm going to now reverse edify the agent. So this prospect, this new agent feels like they're just in a love fest. They're just like, these are just the nicest, happiest, most positive people I've ever met in my entire life. Like, because she loves him, he loves her. He's saying great things about him. He's saying great things about him. I mean, this is just awesome. And that's why we do that as well. So the other third party needs to be welcome calls. Welcome a person. If you don't need a person to wrap it up for you, then don't force anything. Sign them up. Welcome VIP customers. Let the third party expert say, I know you're going to love these products. And how soon did you want to be an agent? I don't want to be an agent. Well, awesome. You're going to love the products. And you know, hopefully you can host a party and refer some people to Tiffany. Just still welcome everybody. So your homework assignment this week and the beginning of your 90-day runs, as you're doing your S4S challenges, as you are doing your wow parties and you're getting mud on 10, 20, 30, 40 people this month, add three-way calls. You should be doing for every person you put mud on, or you want to put mud on, you should do a three-way. But a minimum of 5 to 10 three-ways a week, guys. Three-way call everyone, someone for everyone. And make sure you set up your three-way call list. Make sure you set up your three-way call list so you know who to call and they can be. All right, you know what? It is really time. It is really time to get off this call. I got 1 minute, but I got to tell y'all this last question. This is so funny. I think this is a great note. This is a great note to end it on. So I hope everyone understands. Helpful. Next week, thank you for your questions. Next week, we are going to have guests on. If you haven't noticed, you know, I had to learn how to get this system. But next week, we've got a brand new Royale who says he's going to be silver by next week. And he's got a gentleman who he helped hit executive and bronze all in 1 week. And he says he's got 2 superstars and 2 new execs for me as well. So next week, I'm looking for superstar stories. I'm looking for exec stories. I'm looking for bronze stories, royale stories, silver stories. I'm looking for success stories. I'm looking for product testimonials. We've got this thing down now. If you are going to be a testimonial, I need you to contact me, inbox me before Thursday of this, before Sunday of next week. By the end of the pay period, let me know. So the gentleman who's nice enough, Jason, who helps us do all of this, has time to get you on so your face can be seen by this wonderful community. Make sure you guys are promoting this. I've had a lot of people saying it's helped by it, but don't just save it for yourself. Please pass it on to somebody else. This replay will be on our Facebook pages, John Malott, Tiffany Malott, as well as our business pages of the same name. And remember, you can go to themalotts.com, and that's our website. We're going to be adding more training videos, more content, and these replays so you can build your business and use this as just another source to become a secret agent. The last question someone just asked me, and I thank you so much. They said, how does your hair look so fly? And I'm just going to say everything here is all secret, baby. So you guys have an incredible week, and I look forward to massive success and many blessings for us all. Good night.